the AP tags import feature on the Cisco 9800 controllers. So this feature is very helpful if you're doing a site migration and if you have already made your existing policy site and RF tags and you want to add in a ton of APs at one time and make sure they're in the right site policy and RF locations. So to do that, you're going to need a CSV file. It's not very clear cut. There's not like an export template that you can follow for this. So I'll show you what I have learned so far with this. This is the format that you'll need. Even though it's a CSV file, you can do a text file with comma separations, or what you can do is put your tags in. This one, B column would be your site, C would be, I'm sorry, B column would be policy, C is site, and then D is going to be your RF tag column. So if you have different ones per AP, you'll need the MAC address. You want to just go ahead and populate these fields with them. You do not need to have a header here at the top. It can just be the data here. So we're going to go ahead and run this, and I'll go through a second scenario when we're done. And you'll see some things that tend to pop up, which may be helpful in fixing it as you go through your mass input. So I'm going to upload the file. We'll notice here, oh, sorry, I did the wrong one. Existing. We'll talk about that one in a moment. So here, I'm going to upload the same file that we just saw. Okay, perfect. So most of our entries have been put in here. You'll notice that one here has the quotes around it. What this means is it didn't take. So you'll actually have to go in and adjust this to what you want. If you have a lot of columns like this, you may need to adjust your input or your CSV file, or maybe even delete it. It seems to be very funny about how values are put in. And it looks like this one still didn't take here. So let's try that again. I'm going to hit the refresh button. And let's see if it updates. Okay, good. So it did update and it did take. We just didn't see it initially. So I'm just going to delete these and run through one more scenario that you may find. And that is if you upload your CSV file, but the tags that you put in, whether it's a policy site or RF tag, they don't actually exist on the controller. So what happens in that case? And that was what we saw initially. Second here. So AP tags, import. Okay, so you'll see all of these pop up here. When this happens, that means these tags don't exist on the controller. So good thing to keep in mind when you're putting in tags. If you see quotes next to a name, it did not take properly, you're going to need to adjust the field. Or if you have a lot of them, just delete your CSV file and try it again. Two, if the tags are not on the controller, you will get the invalid list that pops up. So hopefully that is helpful in importing your APs into the 9800.